Good morning, guys. Today in this session, we'll deal about second order source free response of his RLC circuits. So, source free second order circuit. So, in earlier classes, I dealt with about what is meant by order. What is meant by order? So, order means if you are having in a circuit one energy storage element, it is first order. If you are having two energy storing elements, we are having second order. But in our electrical systems, we have capacitor and inductor are the two energy storage elements. So, second order is a very much important concept because it is having two energizing elements. So, any big element, so any big circuits or any system having many energizing elements can be compared with two. If you understand the second order means you can replace that response to any circuit. So the mainly until now you just discussed about first order things only, that RL circuit and RC circuit. Now we'll see what happens if RLC circuits there in this circuit. So RLC elements means source free second order circuit. Now we'll see a series RLC circuit. Series RLC circuit. So in the series RLC circuit, you are mainly intended to find the response of current here. Source free. So this circuit doesn't contain any source. So it's having only capacitor, inductor and resistor. But this circuit operates with initial conditions of inductor, current through the inductor or voltage across capacitor. So in this circuit we are mainly dependent on current I of t here. So this current I of t in time domain form. Okay, with respect to time, we are wanting to find the response here. So many of me got doubt. So why don't we take voltage here? Okay, so that concepts we'll discuss later. But find now here we deal about only I of t for series circuit because the current is common for all these three elements. So whatever the current is decaying inside the loop, it is common. So for that such sake we take current I of t. Okay, here. So the state variable means, what is the state variable? So we are having two energizing elements. There the state variable may be voltage across capacitor or current through the inductor. Now in this circuit the state variable is current through inductor. Okay, that is I of t. So apply KVL here. So apply KVL here. The voltage across every element, algebraic sum of every element is 0. So VR plus VL plus VC equal to 0. So VR can be written as how? R into I of t plus VL means L into di of by dt plus voltage across capacitor can be written as 1 by L into I of t dt equal to 0. So differentiate this equation, will get L d square it by dt square plus, so differentiation of this integral become integral and differentiation will get cancelled and this will become I of t by c plus d by dt or I of t equal to 0. So we need the response I of t. This is, if you look carefully, this is a second order homogeneous equation. So this second order homogeneous equation contains only natural response. There is no complementary response. To find the response of this time domain, it is very tedious. So So it takes many time and it consumes a lot of mathematical things. So for this reason, I use the privilege to use the Laplace here. So converting this about time domain differential equation into Laplace form. Convert above equation in Laplace. That means you are converting this time domain into frequency domain. So you have by definition differentiation of any Laplace, any function time domain. See, for example, according to Laplace transform, differentiation of this d by dt into Laplace is s into f of s. So double differentiation means of function f of t. So Laplace of this function is s square f of s. So Laplace of this function is s into f of s. So Laplace of this above function is can be written as L into double differentiation. So s square I of s. So function f of t is here I of t. So here again I of t can be written as I of s by c plus d by dt into I of t. So dt into I of t can be written as s into I of s into r equal to 0. So here we take I of s as a common element. So we will getting I of s into L s square plus 1 by c plus sr equal to 0. Here the response I of t can be obtained by knowing these values. So this can be written as I of s into multiply this equation, divide this equation into with L. So s square plus s r by L plus 1 by LC equal to 0. So here I of s is not equal to 0. If you consider I of s not equal to 0, that means the response I of s is not equal to 0, then we have to obtain the roots of here this equation. Basing on the roots of this equation only, we can get the response I of t. So we have this is second order function, second order quadratic equation. So we have in general to find the roots minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. So this equation can be written as s square r by ls plus 1 by lc. So minus b means r by l plus or minus root over r by l whole square minus 4 into 1 by lc by 2. So rearranging this equation, the roots, so we'll getting as so s square plus r by ls plus 1 by lc equal to 0. If we take the roots of equation s1 s2, we'll be getting in the form of minus r by 2l plus or minus root over r by 2l whole square minus 1 by root over lc whole square. So this is the roots. This is the main equation we need to find here. So after getting this equation, we have two main functions here. What is that is damping factor and natural frequency. So this damping factor, this function, the root under root we have r by 2l. So the damping factor alpha can be written as r by 2l. So I said before, the nature of the roots will decide the response of this I of t. So if damping factor that is alpha equal to 1 by l is 1 by 2l is called damping factor, and natural frequency omega naught equal to 1 by root of LC. So this is the natural frequency of the circuit. This is natural frequency. So you need to understand one thing. Here the frequency means not here. There is no source here. The source frequency is different here. That is not. This is a circuit natural frequency here. So with natural frequency only the response of the circuit will come. We are not giving any source here. So initial condition of this inductor capacitor will be used in the circuit. In that current response only the frequency will depend. That is natural frequency. Based on the natural frequency only the response of current will be dependent. Okay. So substitute these two in this equation. Will give S1 S2 equal to R by 2L. So minus alpha plus or minus root of alpha square minus omega naught square. Okay, here the roots we got. This is a main equation we need to know. So basing on this alpha and omega values, we are having three cases here. Case A or case A, if damping factor is greater than natural frequency, that is damping factor greater than natural frequency, you will be getting the response as over damping or over damped. So I will give complete analysis on this, what is over damped. For namesake, for time being, just consider this. So that means alpha over damping factor is greater than natural frequency. That means R by 2L is greater than 1 by root over LC. Then the roots we'll get is negative, real and unequal. That means if alpha is greater than this, means you will get square root of one constant value. So if the square root of constant value will give the roots as negative, real and unequal, then the response I of t will become a1 e power s1 of t plus a2 e power s2 of t. So if you observe this for RL circuit, if you want RL circuit, what we got the response I of t equal to some I naught into e power minus st. There e power minus t by tau. There tau is what? Time constant. Here we are getting two time constants here. That is S1 and S2. That is based on the values of L and C only. That is the roots L and C only. You are getting if roots are unequal, negative and real, you are getting two time constant form. Okay. Now case B. If alpha equal to omega naught, if alpha equal to omega naught, then the response here is called as critically damped. Critically damped. That is R by 2L is equal to 1 by root of LC. So what happens if alpha equal to this equation? So alpha equal to 0, this entire term will become 0. If this entire term then becomes 0, means you will be getting S1 and S2 negative, real and equal roots. Then we will get roots negative, real and equal roots. So then the response I of t is in the form of e power minus alpha t into a1 plus a2t. Okay, this is the response we will get when the roots are negative, real and equal roots. Okay, so here you have to observe a1 a2 will be depend on initial values. A1 a2 based on initial values only will get. So while dealing sums only you will get understand based on initial values. Similarly a1 a2 based on initial values. If case C is if alpha less than omega naught, then the response is underdamped. So the roots will be complex. So you already know all these things concepts. Complex conjugate with negative real part. So the roots will become I of t equal to e power minus alpha t into a1 cos omega d dt plus a2 sin omega d t. So omega d can be written as root of natural frequency omega naught square minus damping factor square. So damping frequency, this is called damping frequency. So omega d is called damping frequency. So I'll elaborate all these things, don't worry. So here we got three cases. So we'll rewrite that cases now here again and we'll see the response. What is the response for the circuit? So in case A, you got for alpha greater than omega naught over damped, and the response I of t you got a1 e power s1 t plus a2 e power s2 t. Case B, alpha equal to omega naught, so you got response I of t equal to e power minus alpha t into a1 plus a2 t. And case C, alpha less than omega naught, then you get response I of t equal to e power minus alpha t into a1 cos of omega dt plus a2 sin of omega dt. Okay, this is all what? Only the roots of r by L less plus 1 by LC. So I of s, this based on the roots of this equation only, s1 s2, you got these cases. That means if you plot the curve, the response I of t, then will become this is the response of underdamped, and this is the response of critically damped. And this is a response of overdamped. If you observe carefully, this overdamped response take much time to settle. So based on the usage of natural frequency of RL circuit, this taking much time to settle. That means overdamped system is very sluggish, it's a slow response. Okay, overdamped. Underdamped is more active and settled in a less time, but is unstable, we'll call it. So in next semesters you'll deal all these things. The critically damped is in between this underdamped response and overdamped response. So in this for your syllabus concern, you just confine these three equations. So in simple exam they will be asking you to find the response of source free RLC circuit. Means you have to draw the definitions based on the roots only. So if alpha is greater than 1, this is the equation. Alpha equal to 0, this is the equation. And the alpha less than 0, this is the equation. And this is over damped, and this is critically damped, and this is under damped. Okay, this is about series RLC circuit. So in next class we'll define about parallel circuit, and later we'll depend when source is acting on these three RLC circuits, that is non-homogeneous equation. This is the only similar to that source free RLC only. Only thing is if second two orders, if two energy storing elements placed, it means we'll having this response in oscillating form, unity absorbed based on the natural frequency omega naught. Thank you.